Beloved chosen one, listen carefully. This is not an accident, not an algorithm. This is a wake-up call from heaven itself. The Spirit has stopped time around you because eternity needs your attention. The shaking in your heart isn't fear, it's a divine alarm. You've been looping in the same cycles, promising yourself you'll change when life settles down. But heaven is saying, no more waiting. You've delayed too long, and delay is no longer safe. You feel it, that ache of déjà vu in your soul. The same patterns, the same pain dressed in new faces, the same excuses that sound holy but hide hesitation. You've been sleepwalking through blessings that were meant to wake you. Every time you ignored that inner voice, the world grew louder, but heaven kept whispering, wake up before what you delay becomes what you lose. This message is not for the comfortable. It is for the 1% who dare to listen. The ones who have felt too different, too awake, too spiritually alert to fit in with the crowd. You've tried to explain it to others why you can't live like them, why the noise of the world makes your spirit ache. They don't understand because they're still asleep. But you are part of the remnant heaven refuses to let go. You've mistaken God's silence for absence, but heaven was never ignoring you. It was preparing you. The unanswered prayers were not punishment, they were protection. God was hiding you while shaping you. He was teaching you how to walk alone. So when you lead others, you won't be swayed by applause or opinions. You are being raised in secret because what's coming requires strength, not status. And now heaven speaks. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 24, verse 42, therefore keep watch, because you do not know on what day your Lord will come. Those words are more than ancient ink. They are divine thunder echoing through this very moment. Keep watch, he said. Stay awake. This isn't just about his physical return, it's about your spiritual readiness. How many more mornings will you wake up ignoring your mission? How many more nights will you promise to pray tomorrow? The cost of spiritual sleep is spiritual loss. The enemy doesn't need to destroy you if he can distract you. That's his favorite trap, keeping you scrolling, doubting, overthinking, waiting for a sign. But this is the sign. This is your confirmation. This is your moment to choose obedience over convenience, purpose over procrastination. Heaven is whispering. You've waited for me long enough, now I'm waiting for you. You say you're exhausted, but beloved, you are not tired from working, you are tired from resisting. The moment you surrender, strength will return. The peace you've been chasing will flood back in. You're not broken, you're being awakened. That fire inside you, that's the mark of the chosen. It refuses to die because it was lit by the breath of God himself. The time for halfway faith is over. Heaven is drawing a line between those who will sleep through this hour and those who will rise and carry light. You've been chosen to be among the few, not the many. You've been chosen to stand even when others bow to comfort. The world says rest, but heaven says rise, because while they sleep, destinies die, but when you wake up, generations live. Don't look for validation. Don't wait for applause. Your obedience is the loudest sermon you'll ever preach. Every yes you give, heaven sends tremors through hell. Every time you stand up when you could have stayed silent, angels move. Every act of surrender shifts history. That's the power you carry, and it's time to use it. Chosen one, don't let this message be another moment that fades. Feel this divine urgency. Heaven isn't begging you, it's trusting you. You are the bridge between realms, the one who will wake others once you fully awaken yourself. If your spirit feels this tug, respond now, not later. Comment 888 below as a prophetic act that declares, I choose to awaken. Let heaven see your obedience, like this message if it stirred your soul. Share it to awaken another. Subscribe to stay under the flow of divine revelation. And if you feel led, sow into this movement. Every seed sustains the light spreading through these words. You are not here by accident. You are here because heaven interrupted your scrolling to say, wake up. The hour is late, but grace is still open. There was a boy, young, forgotten, hidden behind the hills with nothing but a slingshot and the scent of sheep on his clothes. His name was David. While the world looked at warriors, God looked at worship. When men saw only a shepherd, heaven saw a king. No one invited him to the ceremony. No one thought he mattered. But while others paraded before the prophet Samuel, God whispered, "He's not here yet." And when David finally walked in dusty, sunburnt, ordinary, the oil that refused to flow for his brothers poured freely over his head. Heaven had been waiting for that moment. The anointing always finds the overlooked. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 75, verse 6. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But God is the judge, he putteth down one, and setteth up another. Beloved chosen one, you are walking in that same pattern. You've wondered why no one seems to notice you, why your name is rarely mentioned, why others receive recognition while your efforts stay hidden. Heaven whispers, because your oil does not flow in crowds, it flows in solitude. The anointing resting on you is not birthed in comfort, but in hidden faithfulness. God has kept you out of sight because your preparation must happen before your presentation. David didn't become king overnight. He learned how to worship in the wilderness. His hands learned the weight of a harp before they held the weight of a crown. He learned to lead sheep before he led soldiers. That is the divine order of promotion: service before stature, obedience before opportunity. Right now, you are in your own field. Maybe that field is your workplace, your studies, your home, or even your season of waiting. Whatever form it takes. God is teaching you what he taught David: how to carry greatness quietly. Now, this is where your practice begins. Wake up early and speak to God before you speak to anyone else. You don't need fancy words, you just need presence. Sit in stillness for a few minutes. Tell him, "Here I am." That's how David started each morning. Finish one small thing you've left undone. It could be a prayer you postponed, a task you avoided, or a promise you made to yourself. Completion builds trust between you and heaven. Serve someone today without expecting a thank you. Send a message of encouragement. Lend a hand. Smile intentionally. Heaven watches how you treat others when you have nothing to gain. Protect your heart from comparison. When you see someone rising, bless them. Remember, David's brothers looked the part, but they didn't have the heart. The oil flows when humility reigns. Speak gratitude out loud. Name 3 things you're thankful for every day. Gratitude turns waiting into worship. David's psalms were born from gratitude, not comfort. Forgive quickly, and bitterness is poison to your anointing. And let go of what's heavy, even if the person never says sorry. Forgiveness doesn't free them, it frees you. These are not small gestures. They are the daily rehearsals of kingship. Each act trains your spirit. Every moment of quiet obedience polishes your crown. You are being strengthened in the unseen so that when your public moment arrives, you will stand firm. Heaven says you are not forgotten. You are being formed. The isolation you feel is not rejection, it's refinement. Every tear, every unseen act of obedience is shaping you into someone unshakable. When the time comes, you will not need to fight for recognition. Your fruit will speak. David didn't leave the field looking for a throne. The throne came looking for him. So remain steady. Do the work in front of you. Speak with kindness. Move with patience. Walk in integrity even when no one claps. That's what makes the oil flow. And when discouragement whispers, remind yourself, I am not behind. I am in training. Let that become your declaration every morning. Heaven is more concerned with your readiness than your visibility. Your field is holy ground. Beloved chosen one, this is your assignment for this season. Be faithful where you are. Be excellent with what you have. Be gentle with who you meet. And above all, keep your worship alive in the wilderness. You may feel hidden, but heaven knows your name. When the right time comes, the same oil that found David will find you right where you are. You are in the shaping season where heaven teaches you to hear whispers louder than applause. Every quiet yes you give is carving purpose into your soul. Keep tending your sheep. Keep worshiping in the waiting. Your moment is already on its way. Even now, angels watch your faithfulness and record every unseen victory. Nothing you've done in love has been wasted. When God calls your name, every hidden seed will bloom in a single breath. Stay steady. Beloved, your oil is about to flow. You've noticed it, haven't you? That strange silence before something shifts. The quiet moments where heaven seems to hold its breath and time feels stretched. That is not emptiness, it's divine suspension. The stillness before the storm. When David was anointed, nothing happened at first. He didn't rush to the palace, he went back to the field. The oil was on him, but the world hadn't caught up yet. That's what this silence is for you. It's the space where oil matures into authority. Beloved chosen one, heaven is preparing you for movement, but movement begins in stillness. You've prayed for doors to open, but God is strengthening your hands before He gives you the handle. He's teaching you how to hear Him in the whisper, not just in the wind. Every pause is a test of patience, and every delay is an invitation to deeper trust. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Those words are not gentle poetry, they are divine strategy. God does not waste seasons. Even your waiting carries weight. The silence you feel is not God's absence, it's His architecture. He's building something inside you that can carry the blessing without breaking under it. But you must protect your atmosphere while He works. The noise of this world will always try to convince you that silence means failure. It will tempt you to compare, to rush, to move just so you don't feel still. Yet the chosen know this truth: when heaven goes quiet, it's not ignoring you, it's testing if you'll still listen. Now, here's where the message meets your daily life. This is your moment to practice stillness without slipping into stagnation. When you wake up tomorrow, don't grab your phone first. Sit up, breathe deeply, and whisper, speak, Lord, I'm listening. Let silence be your sanctuary. Just 3 minutes of listening can tune your spirit more than an hour of talking. When confusion rises, don't rush for quick answers. Write your questions down. Ask God to show you what you need to learn, not just what you want to know. Wisdom is revealed through reflection, not reaction. When fear visits, remember what He said in this verse. Your future is held, not hanging by a thread. Repeat the words, my story is safe in His hands. That simple sentence turns anxiety into alignment. Heaven is calling you to relearn how to wait well. To understand that waiting is not weakness, it's warfare done in peace. In your quiet obedience, darkness loses its grip. Every time you choose patience over panic, you declare war on doubt. David waited years between anointing and enthronement. During that gap, he wasn't idle, he was faithful. He kept singing, kept serving, kept showing up. That's what this season asks of you, to be faithful in the unseen, to trust the silence enough to stay obedient. Beloved, the silence before the storm is sacred. It's where the roots go deeper before the fruit appears. Don't curse the waiting, consecrate it. Let your worship fill the quiet. Let your gratitude be louder than your worry. Heaven is not late, it's layering purpose upon purpose, preparing a moment that can only unfold when you are fully ready. If you could see the spiritual construction happening around your name right now, you'd understand why things had to pause. God isn't just answering your prayers. He's aligning your life so that when the door opens, you walk through it whole. When your mind races with impatience, remind yourself preparation is proof of promise. The pause is evidence that heaven is paying attention. And when you feel like nothing's happening, whisper this: I'm still in God's hands. Because you are. Every delay, every detour, every quiet hour has been woven with divine precision. Your heart may want to move fast, but heaven moves on time. So breathe. Stay still. Keep believing. The next sound you hear after this silence might just be the door you've been praying for finally unlocking. Now, before you go on, do this one simple act of alignment. Comment, I'm still here. Write it, not as a slogan, but as a declaration. Because when you say I'm still here, you are saying, I didn't give up in the waiting. You are saying the silence didn't break me. You are saying I trust God even when I can't trace Him. That is faith. That is power. That is what separates the 1% from the rest. Heaven hears that declaration. The moment you write it, angels record it as faith under fire. Because staying still when nothing moves is not weakness, it's worship. And heaven always rewards worship. Chosen one. This stillness is not the end, it's the turning point. Stand in it with your head high and your heart open. The silence before the storm always belongs to those who refuse to walk away. The warning unfolds. Chosen one. The Spirit is revealing what was hidden beneath the quiet. You feel it, don't you? The air around you has shifted, and it's not ordinary tension, it's a stirring in the unseen. Heaven is pulling back the veil because the hour is serious. Many will stay comfortable, but the 1% will awaken. The Spirit is saying, what you tolerate will soon take over if you do not rise. You've been walking through cycles, old habits that keep dressing themselves in new situations. The same kind of disappointment, the same draining relationships, the same fear that returns right when you feel ready to move forward. These aren't coincidences, they are spiritual loops designed to delay destiny. The enemy doesn't need to destroy you if he can distract you long enough to keep you from your assignment. The Word of God declares in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12, For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. This is not a battle you fight with logic or effort. It's a war fought through obedience, through spiritual awareness, through the posture of surrender. You've been feeling the pressure increase because heaven is preparing you for alignment, and darkness fights what it fears. You were never meant to live numb, scrolling through distractions while your spirit starves. You were born for focus, for fire, for purpose. But somewhere along the way, you learned to normalize spiritual exhaustion. You convinced yourself that survival was success, yet deep down, something inside of you whispers, I'm made for more. That whisper is heaven's reminder it's time to break the cycle. Beloved chosen one, hear this clearly: when you delay obedience, you give darkness a foothold. You can't conquer what you keep comforting. You can't walk in destiny while protecting your dysfunction. Heaven is calling for your full attention, not half-hearted commitment, not seasonal surrender, but total awakening. This is not condemnation. It's mercy. Mercy that interrupts your patterns before they destroy you. God doesn't expose you to shame you, He exposes you to free you. That's why this word found you right now, because time is running short for hesitation. The window is open, but it will not stay open forever. You felt the resistance, the sudden fatigue when you try to pray, the urge to quit when breakthrough is near, the confusion that makes you question if you ever heard God at all. Those aren't coincidences. That's warfare. But the good news is this: if you're under attack, it's because you're carrying something valuable. The enemy only fights what threatens him. So how do you fight back? You don't fight with frustration, you fight with faith. You don't fight by shouting at darkness. You fight by staying consistent in light. Every time you forgive, pray, worship, or choose peace instead of panic, you win. Every time you choose obedience when comfort tempts you, heaven moves. Here's what heaven is asking of you this week. Guard your atmosphere. Start your mornings without noise. Before messages, before news, before social media, pause and declare, my mind belongs to heaven today. Clean your space physically and spiritually. What you allow around you shapes what grows within you. Remove anything that drains your peace. Replace overthinking with worship. When your mind begins to spiral, say out loud, I choose peace. Then thank God for something right where you stand. Write down one step of obedience you've delayed, something you know you were meant to do. Do it this week. Don't wait for perfect timing. The act of obedience unlocks the next instruction. And when you feel overwhelmed, breathe deeply and remind yourself this is not an attack, it's a test of endurance. Heaven is warning the 1% because your assignment carries weight. You can't afford to live asleep. The time for playing small is over. You are a soldier, not a spectator. You were chosen to be a carrier of light in dark territory. And yes, it's costly, obedience always is. But the price of obedience is nothing compared to the cost of regret. The Spirit says the storm is not coming to destroy you, it's coming to reveal you. When everything shakes, the true foundations stand firm. You are one of them. You are being refined, not rejected. So stand tall, chosen one. Don't shrink, don't fear. Remember who walks beside you. The one who called you is faithful to finish what he started. The shaking is the signal heaven is near. Now, as a prophetic act of agreement, comment 444 below. This number symbolizes divine stability, the establishment of foundation after shaking. When you type 444, you declare, I will not be moved. My foundation is in God. Do it as a sign that you refuse to repeat old cycles, that you choose obedience over hesitation, that you're ready to stand while others sleep. Heaven watches for that declaration, not because God needs proof, but because your action seals your faith. The warning has come, but so has the grace to respond. You are not helpless, you are equipped, and when the storm comes, you won't crumble, you'll rise. You are standing at a crossroads now. Beloved chosen one, the air feels heavier, the choice is sharper, and the pull between comfort and calling has never felt stronger. This is the place where heaven watches closely, not to judge, but to see if you'll move by faith or feeling. The crossroads of obedience isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's as simple as whether you'll say yes when everything in you wants to say not yet. Sometimes it's choosing silence when anger begs to speak, or forgiveness when pride screams to hold the grudge. Every act of obedience, no matter how small, shifts something in the unseen. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19. I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing, therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. It has always been about choice. light or darkness, surrender or stubbornness, obedience or delay. You stand at the same intersection where generations before you stood. But this time, heaven has invested too much in you to let you drift without direction. You may think, how do I choose life when everything feels uncertain? The answer is simpler than you think. Obedience is life. Every yes to God plants a seed your future self will thank you for. Every act of faith builds a foundation for the generations after you. Imagine your journey like a lantern carried through a forest. Each obedient step lights a little more of the path ahead. You can't see the whole route yet, only the next few steps. But as long as you keep walking, the path keeps appearing. There's a secret heaven teaches in moments like this. Obedience doesn't remove uncertainty, but it reveals peace in the middle of it. You will rarely have all the details, but you will always have the presence. Maybe you're at a decision point right now about your career, your relationship, your purpose. You've prayed for direction. But what if the answer is already inside you, waiting for your courage to agree with it? The voice of God doesn't always thunder. Sometimes it whispers. You already know what to do. Just move. You are not standing at a dead end. You are standing at a doorway. One path will keep you safe, predictable, and slowly numb. The other will stretch you, test you, and ultimately transform you. Heaven never promised comfort, it promised clarity. Here's how you practice obedience in the real world. When the Spirit nudges you to call someone, to apologize, to apply for something, to pray for that stranger, do it. Don't overthink it. Delay is disobedience in disguise. Trust that every small step unlocks something bigger you cannot yet see. Heaven loves movement. Even a trembling step counts as faith. If this message has reached you right where you are, pause and remember how far you've come. You've survived storms others couldn't handle. You've carried pain quietly and still chosen hope. The same God who kept you before will guide you again, but He's asking for your participation now. Beloved, let this not just be a message you hear, but one you embody. When you like this message, it's not for numbers. It's to push light higher in a world drowning in noise. When you share it, you become a messenger yourself, a voice carrying heaven's wake-up call to someone who might be seconds from giving up. And when you subscribe, it's not to follow a person, but to stay connected to the flow of revelation that keeps your faith sharp. If your heart has been moved and you feel led to donate, do it as worship, not out of pressure, but participation. Every seed keeps the fire of these words burning brighter. You are part of something sacred. This message doesn't end when the video fades, it echoes through your next choice. So when you finish listening, don't just nod and move on. Take one step of obedience today. At every crossroads, obedience will cost something: your pride, your comfort, your timing, but it will always buy something greater: peace, purpose, and divine alignment. Beloved chosen one, this is your moment. Heaven's eyes are on you, not in pressure, but in promise. Walk forward, even if your knees shake, even if your heart races, just walk. Every step is a declaration that you trust the one who called you. Every act of obedience you take today sends ripples through eternity. What feels small now will echo in ways you can't imagine. Heaven counts each step, each prayer, each quiet yes. Keep walking, chosen one. The road may narrow, but it always leads to glory. Even when the night feels endless, remember the dawn never forgets its promise. You are not walking toward light, you are carrying it. Every heartbeat says, I trust you, God. Keep that rhythm and keep that flame. Heaven moves with those who move in faith. Something inside you is stirring, isn't it? Chosen one, A pulse beneath your ribs, a rhythm that feels ancient yet alive. That's not emotion, that's the sound of your spirit remembering who you are. Heaven is calling you to awaken not just in mind, but in heart. This is your activation moment. It's time to move from hearing truth to embodying it. You've listened, you've nodded, you've understood, but now God is asking you to let it live in your bloodstream. The awakening must move from your head to your heart, because the heart is the altar, and the altar is where fire falls. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 5, verse 8, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." Purity doesn't mean perfection, it means alignment, your inner world matching your divine purpose. It's when your heart stops fighting your calling. That's why the enemy attacks your heart so often. He knows if he can harden it, he can silence your destiny. But not today, not you. Heaven says it's time to activate the heart again. You've been through enough disappointments to close off your emotions. You've learned to protect yourself, to hide your hope so you won't be hurt again. Yet even now, the Spirit whispers, "I will give you a new heart and renew a right spirit within you." This moment isn't just a message, it's an encounter. Wherever you are, pause, breathe. Feel the air entering your lungs, that steady beat in your chest. That's your proof of purpose, heaven's drum inside you. Now, place your hand gently on your chest. Yes, right there. That heartbeat is the sound of grace refusing to give up on you. Close your eyes. Feel the warmth of your hand, the sign that the Spirit dwells within you. Heaven is near. Now whisper these words slowly, like a key unlocking a gate. "Father, awaken my heart. Let every sleeping part of me come alive again. Restore what pain shut down. Breathe your fire into this heart until it beats with your rhythm. I choose to feel again. I choose to forgive again. I choose to believe again. Activate me now. Stay there. Feel that shift, it's not imagination. Something divine happens when words meet sincerity. Your declaration becomes permission for heaven to move. Beloved, your heart is the command center of your destiny. What you believe about yourself flows from there. That's why it must be guarded and guided. The world says protect your heart by hiding it. Heaven says protect it by purifying it. Every wound that once broke you can now become a window for light. Every scar that once shamed you becomes proof of healing. When you give God your pain, He turns it into power. Here's your practice for this week. Each morning before you reach for your phone, place your hand over your heart again. Whisper, "I am still chosen. I am still breathing. My heart beats for divine purpose." Take one deep breath and imagine light filling your chest. As you exhale, release fear, guilt, regret. Say quietly, "I let it go." Do this for 3 days straight, and peace will begin to fill the spaces pain once ruled. Throughout your day, notice what stirs your heart. When something brings peace, lean into it, it's confirmation. When something disturbs it, pause, it's revelation. Your heart is your compass. The Spirit speaks through its rhythm. And when confusion comes, when you don't know what's next, don't overthink it. Just repeat heart, align with heaven. Those 4 words carry power. You've asked for breakthrough, but breakthrough begins in the heart. Before walls fall outside, walls must fall within. Let this be your holy activation the moment your inner fire returns. When your heart is alive, your words carry weight. Your prayers pierce the clouds. That's what it means to walk as the chosen. You become a living altar wherever you go. Heaven finds rest. Keep your hand on your chest a little longer and declare again, "My heart is awake. My spirit is alive. I am chosen for such a time as this. I receive the fire. I carry the light. I will not go back to sleep. Let it echo through your being. Heaven responds to bold hearts, not timid ones. This isn't just affirmation, it's activation. From this moment on, peace will replace panic and clarity will replace confusion. This is the season of the awakened heart. Guard it, feed it, let it guide you. Because when the heart burns with holy fire, no darkness can stand before it. Now breathe one more time, hands still on your chest. Whisper, "It is done." The activation is complete. The battle begins quietly, not with explosions or thunder, but in the whisper of a single thought. It's subtle, the kind that slips through the cracks of your peace, questions your worth, or makes you doubt the voice you just heard in your spirit. That's how it always starts. The real war isn't around you, it's inside you. Beloved chosen one, the enemy rarely comes as you expect. He doesn't shout, he suggests. He doesn't attack your circumstances, he attacks your perception. He makes you question what God already confirmed. It's not because you're weak, it's because you're marked. Every bearer of light becomes a target in darkness. But what the enemy targets most is your mind, because that's the gate to your spirit. If he can plant fear, he can control your focus. If he can control your focus, he can redirect your faith. That's why the greatest victories are won long before they appear outside. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, the apostle reminds us in his letter to the Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Transformation doesn't begin in your surroundings, it begins in your thoughts. You've noticed how certain thoughts feel heavier, how they linger and grow until they shape your confidence. That's not random, that's the battlefield. Every thought is either an invitation to freedom or a doorway to bondage. Heaven and hell both send thoughts your mind decides which stays. David faced this war too. Before Goliath, he fought fear and loneliness in the wilderness. He wrote songs to silence the noise, worship to guard his focus. You must choose what you feed. Your mind is soil. Plant anxiety, reap confusion, plant gratitude, harvest peace. Every word you repeat to yourself is a seed. Heaven calls you to become a careful gardener. Think of your mind as a city with gates. Each gate represents your senses, what you see, hear, and dwell on. What enters builds either a fortress of faith or fear. When you guard your gates, you guard your destiny. There are days you'll wake heavy without knowing why. Don't assume something's wrong. Sometimes you're feeling the weight of a battle already raging in the unseen. That's when you must choose surrender to the feeling or anchor in the truth. The truth is this: you are already victorious. The enemy's lies only work when you agree with them. When he says, "You're not enough," remember, heaven never asked perfection, just willingness. When he says, "You're behind," remember, divine timing doesn't follow clocks. When he says, "You're alone," remember, presence never leaves. You win by awareness. Recognize the voice of deception and silence it. Awareness is armor. Gratitude is your sword. Peace is your shield. There's quiet power in refusing to argue with fear. When dark thoughts come, you don't wrestle them, replace them. Replace fear with focus, worry with worship, complaint with confidence. The battlefield doesn't need noise, it needs stillness. You've been given authority over your thoughts, not by might, but by surrender. The same power that raised Christ lives within you, whispering truth when lies surround. Strength was never the requirement, trust was. Fatigue will come, even warriors rest. David rested between wars. Elijah rested beneath the tree. Rest doesn't mean defeat, it means recovery. God desires connection, not endless striving. So when your thoughts grow loud, pause, step outside, feel the air, look at the sky. The same God who governs galaxies governs your thoughts. Nothing is out of his control. Sometimes victory isn't shouting declarations, it's breathing peace and refusing to surrender joy. Peace is the loudest answer to chaos. This battle isn't to scare you. It shows where your authority lies. You are not a victim of thoughts, you are their gatekeeper. Heaven trusts you to choose. When mental storms rise again, don't panic. Whisper, "This thought doesn't belong to me." Release it. The atmosphere shifts when your spirit takes charge. Every day, you're breaking agreements with fear and building new ones with faith. Every small decision matters. You're not losing your mind, you're renewing it. This is what being chosen feels like, not comfort, but clarity. The mind of a warrior dressed in peace, the heart of a fighter resting in grace. Heaven sees a victory in progress. The sound of peace will always outlast the noise of fear. Keep your peace, beloved. Keep your focus. The war in your mind is already being won. Even when the storm returns, remember that stillness is strength. You are not battling to survive, you are learning to reign. Every calm breath is a declaration that your spirit rules, not your fear. Peace is your weapon now, and heaven stands behind every silent victory. When the noise fades, you'll hear it, the gentle rhythm of grace guiding your thoughts home. The same mind that once wrestled with doubt now hosts divine clarity. Stay steady. Chosen one. You are not losing control, you are gaining mastery through peace. The fire is not your enemy. Beloved chosen one, it is your teacher. You've asked for power, for clarity, for purpose, but heaven rarely gives those through comfort. It gives them through fire. The flames you feel now are not to burn you, but to brand you. They mark you as one who has been through something that cannot be faked, a chosen soul refined in holy heat. The voice of God is often clearest in the fire. The noise of the world fades there, and all that remains is the truth you've tried to avoid. Fire strips away what can't stay. It purifies what must remain. You can't carry old fear into new seasons. You can't carry old habits into divine assignments. The fire is not punishment, it's purification. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 5, "Look among the nations and watch, be utterly astounded, for I will work a work in your days which you would not believe, though it were told you." Moses didn't run from the fire. He stood before it. He didn't have a plan, he had a response. That's what heaven is asking from you right now, response, not strategy. You keep asking for the next step, but God is waiting for your "here I am." You've been trying to figure everything out, how to fix, how to plan, how to prepare, but this is not a season of control, it's a season of surrender. The flames are not asking for your map, they are asking for your movement. Heaven doesn't need your 5-year plan, it needs your instant yes. Fire has a way of revealing who's real. It exposes motives, melts pride, and burns away everything that isn't rooted in truth. You can't fake surrender in the fire. The flames recognize authenticity. They respond to those who show up empty-handed, willing, and awake. Maybe you felt like your world is on fire, relationships changing, finances unstable, emotions stretched thin. But what if this fire isn't meant to consume, but to clarify? What if this season is not about losing control, but about losing the illusion of control? Standing before the fire means standing still. It means resisting the urge to run or fix or explain. It's trusting that even if the heat intensifies, the purpose does too. You're not called to extinguish it, you're called to endure it. Because every flame that touches your life refines your strength. This is how you practice it today. When things heat up, when stress rises, when emotions flare, don't rush to escape. Pause. Stand still for 10 seconds. Take a breath and whisper, "Here I am." That moment of stillness invites heaven to act before your panic does. If someone's words sting, don't react. Let the fire burn off the ego that wants to answer. If fear shouts louder, don't run. Stand still. Remember, even Moses had to turn aside before the bush spoke. The fire only speaks to those who stay. When plans fall apart, resist the urge to rebuild instantly. The fire might be dismantling what no longer serves your growth. Stand there. Watch what crumbles and what survives. The things that endure are the ones you're meant to carry forward. It takes courage to be still in heat, but stillness in fire is not weakness, it's worship. It says, "I trust the refiner more than I fear the flames." You've been conditioned to respond with control, to plan, to analyze, to fix. But heaven is rewriting that instinct. From now on, your strength will not come from preparation, but from posture. Not from blueprints, but from belief. Fire is the meeting place of revelation. When you refuse to run, you give God room to speak. You'll begin to hear new instructions, not born from fear, but from faith. And here's the paradox of the fire: the longer you stand in it, the less it hurts. Because the flames that once threatened to consume begin to comfort. They don't scorch anymore. They sanctify. Think about the 3 Hebrews in Babylon. They didn't fight the furnace. They stood inside it. And in that furnace, heaven joined them. The same presence that met them in the flames is the one that meets you now. Beloved, you're not alone in this. Every spark you feel is watched by divine eyes. Every tear that falls is seen. You're not failing because it's hard. The fire is proof you're in process. So today, heaven gives you this simple assignment, not a plan, not a list, but a practice. When the pressure rises, stand still and whisper, "Here I am." Let those words become your offering. That's how you answer fire with faith. Don't plan your way out of the fire, posture your heart within it. Heaven doesn't need your strategy, only your surrender. You don't need to know the outcome. You don't need to understand the timing. You only need to stay heart steady, eyes lifted, spirit open. The fire won't last forever, but what it forges in you will. When the flames fall, what remains is gold, resilient, radiant, and ready. And when that day comes, you'll realize the fire wasn't your end, it was your beginning. The fire is not your enemy. Beloved chosen one, it is your teacher. You've asked for power, for clarity, for purpose. But heaven rarely gives those through comfort. It gives them through fire. The flames you feel now are not to burn you, but to brand you. They mark you as one who has been through something that cannot be faked, a chosen soul refined in holy heat. The voice of God is often clearest in the fire. The noise of the world fades there, and all that remains is the truth you've tried to avoid. Fire strips away what can't stay. It purifies what must remain. You can't carry old fear into new seasons. You can't carry old habits into divine assignments. The fire is not punishment, it's purification. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 4. When the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God called to him out of the bush, "Moses, Moses." And he said, "And here I am." Moses didn't run from the fire. He stood before it. He didn't have a plan. He had a response. That's what heaven is asking from you right now, response, not strategy. You keep asking for the next step, but God is waiting for your, "Here I am." You've been trying to figure everything out, how to fix, how to plan, how to prepare. But this is not a season of control. It's a season of surrender. The flames are not asking for your map. They are asking for your movement. Heaven doesn't need your 5-year plan, it needs your instant yes. Fire has a way of revealing who's real. It exposes motives, melts pride, and burns away everything that isn't rooted in truth. You can't fake surrender in the fire. The flames recognize authenticity. They respond to those who show up empty-handed, willing, and awake. Maybe you've felt like your world is on fire, relationships changing, finances unstable, emotions stretched thin. But what if this fire isn't meant to consume, but to clarify? What if this season is not about losing control, but about losing the illusion of control? Standing before the fire means standing still. It means resisting the urge to run or fix or explain. It's trusting that even if the heat intensifies, the purpose does too. You're not called to extinguish it, you're called to endure it. Because every flame that touches your life refines your strength. This is how you practice it today. When things heat up, when stress rises, when emotions flare, don't rush to escape. Pause. Stand still for 10 seconds. Take a breath and whisper, "Here I am." That moment of stillness invites heaven to act before your panic does. If someone's words sting, don't react. Let the fire burn off the ego that wants to answer. If fear shouts louder, don't run, stand still. Remember, even Moses had to turn aside before the bush spoke. The fire only speaks to those who stay. When plans fall apart, resist the urge to rebuild instantly. The fire might be dismantling what no longer serves your growth. Stand there. Watch what crumbles and what survives. The things that endure are the ones you're meant to carry forward. It takes courage to be still in heat. But stillness in fire is not weakness, it's worship. It says, "I trust the refiner more than I fear the flames." You've been conditioned to respond with control, to plan, to analyze, to fix. But heaven is rewriting that instinct. From now on, your strength will not come from preparation, but from posture. Not from blueprints, but from belief. Fire is the meeting place of revelation. When you refuse to run, you give God room to speak. You'll begin to hear new instructions, not born from fear, but from faith. And here's the paradox of the fire: the longer you stand in it, the less it hurts. Because the flames that once threatened to consume begin to comfort. They don't scorch anymore. They sanctify. Think about the 3 Hebrews in Babylon. They didn't fight the furnace. They stood inside it. And in that furnace, heaven joined them. The same presence that met them in the flames is the one that meets you now. Beloved, you're not alone in this. Every spark you feel is watched by divine eyes. Every tear that falls is seen. You're not failing because it's hard. The fire is proof you're in process. So today, heaven gives you this simple assignment, not a plan, not a list, but a practice. When the pressure rises, stand still and whisper, "Here I am." Let those words become your offering. That's how you answer fire with faith. You don't need to know the outcome. You don't need to understand the timing. You only need to stay heart steady, eyes lifted, spirit open. The fire won't last forever, but what it forges in you will. When the flames fade and what remains is gold, resilient, radiant, and ready. And when that day comes, you'll realize the fire wasn't your end, it was your beginning. You've made it here, beloved chosen one, through silence, through storms, through fire. Every trial, every pause, every refining flame has brought you to this exact moment. You may not see it yet, but heaven does. You've been walking through divine training, and now the atmosphere around you begins to shift. Something is opening, not above you, but within you. The Spirit whispers, "The refining is finished. Now comes the rising." You've been pressed, not to destroy you, but to prepare you. Gold must endure the fire before it shines. Diamonds must face pressure before they reflect light. And you, heaven's rare creation, have walked through both. The Word of God declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee." Those words are not poetry, they are prophecy. You are being called to rise, not just in faith, but in visibility. Your light isn't for decoration, it's for direction. There are souls wandering in darkness who will find their way home through your glow. That's why you had to endure what others couldn't, because only refined hearts can carry radiant glory. Heaven doesn't anoint for comfort, it anoints for calling. And now your calling is awakening. You've been entrusted with light, but light was never meant to hide. It's time to lift your flame high, to let your story, your scars, your victories, and even your tears become a lamp for others who walk behind you. Imagine yourself as a lighthouse on the edge of a restless sea. Ships sail in darkness, searching for direction, terrified of unseen rocks beneath the surface. Your glow, your obedience, your words, your faith becomes the beam that leads them safely to shore. You may never meet those you guide, but heaven will record every life you help redirect. Beloved, your presence has power. Every word you speak from a healed heart carries the fragrance of heaven. That's why your journey matters not for fame, but for faith. You survived the breaking so others could believe again. You carry more light than you realize. And here's what I ask of you now. Not as an obligation, but as a sacred partnership, help this light travel farther. When you like this message, you lift it higher in the world's noise, like holding your torch above the crowd. Every click of agreement becomes another spark heaven can use to ignite faith in a weary heart. When you share this message, it's not about algorithms, it's about alignment. It's you saying, I refuse to keep this light to myself. Somewhere, someone is praying for a sign, a word, a reminder, and your simple act of sharing might be that answered prayer. When you subscribe, it's more than a button, it's a covenant. It means you choose to stay connected to the flow of prophetic words heaven continues to release through this space. Every time you return, you strengthen the family of the 1%, the awake, the refined, the chosen. And if your spirit feels moved to donate, know that you are not giving to a person. You are sowing into purpose. Every seed fuels this mission, recording, reaching, and restoring hearts across nations. You become a builder of altars in the digital wilderness, keeping the flame alive so others can find warmth and truth. You may not realize it, but each action you take here creates ripples in eternity. It's like throwing a small stone into an ocean you won't see where every wave goes, but heaven will. So if this word found you, if you felt heaven speak through these sentences, if the fire of purpose burned just a little brighter in your chest, pause before you scroll away. Let your gratitude breathe through action. Like, share, subscribe, or sow, not out of habit, but out of hunger to see more souls awakened like you were. And when you're done, leave a comment below. Write something simple, something from your heart. Maybe it's a single word like amen, or a phrase like I received this. Your comment becomes part of the altar, a written echo that heaven sees and multiplies. You are not a spectator here. You are a participant in prophecy. Every time you engage, you say to heaven, I'm ready to carry light. Remember, the journey doesn't end with fire, it begins with flame. You have become the evidence of God's refining power. Your scars are proof that the fire didn't win. And now, your story becomes the spark that keeps another heart from going dark. Lift your head, straighten your shoulders. Let your spirit rise like dawn breaking over deep waters. You have been refined, restored, and recommissioned. The world needs your glow. Arise, shine, your light has come, beloved chosen one. You've walked through silence, through storms, through shaking and fire, and still you stand. Every word you've heard, every whisper that stirred something inside you, was never random. Heaven timed your steps perfectly so this message would meet you in this very moment. But this is not an ending, it's a doorway. What you do next is between you and God. You don't need applause. You don't need proof. You only need to let what resonated here take root in your heart. Because even one seed of truth planted deeply can bloom into transformation that outlives you. If these words have spoken life to you, if you felt seen, strengthened, or reminded of who you are, then let them travel. Share them with someone who might be standing in the dark, someone who needs to hear that their fire is not the end, but the beginning. Sometimes one message passed through love becomes the spark that saves another. And if you choose not to share, that's holy too. Maybe this message wasn't meant to spread, maybe it was meant to stay, to sit quietly within you like a flame behind the ribs, warming what once grew cold. Keep whatever part touched you. Hold it close. Let it change the way you breathe, the way you hope, the way you see yourself when no one else is watching. Whether you release it or guard it, do it with reverence, because anything that reaches your soul deserves to be treated as sacred. This is not goodbye. It's the quiet between chapters, the pause before the next divine sentence unfolds in your life. Your story isn't finished. It's just beginning.